This is a video about the flat earth and veganism, because I think if people worry so much about the shape of the earth, then why don't they care as much about looking after it? Veganism isn't the ultimate solution, but it's the very least we can do. So anyway, I'm going to discuss these arguments which are wrong. And he's saying that an analysis of our digestive system shows we evolved as omnivores. Like, that's not true, is it? You vegans are just as dumb as the flat earthers, right? So he's not a flat earther, but he's the admin of the group, apparently. So that makes sense, doesn't it? Most studies don't actually show the actual papers. You've got the China study, you've got tons of other studies, and all the biology and physiology of humans is of a frugivore. We've culturally evolved to use weapons to kill animals, vulnerable, innocent animals, which is just wrong anyway, since we don't need to. But we're not biologically evolved at all to be omnivores. He's got a YouTube video. Like, people use this a lot just because he posts a YouTube video which has the proof. And basically, I haven't read the China study because I don't study further than I need to. So apparently he's got a study that shows veganism is not the most sustainable use of land. This article he linked is very long and doesn't make much sense, so I said I would recommend you just try and make your point in writing first, because that's what I do, and then I'll link to find out more information. And unless it's an easy to understand link, which this one is, I'll show you it. Fruit is the original fast food. It's straight from the tree. It's available. But anyway, this is the point about the environment. You've got the different yields for different things. Meat is only 48 pounds, and all the fruit things, the plant-based, they're just in the thousands. And you've got wheat there, which is 4,000. And this is why I make the point about grains sometimes, that if we plant trees, fruit trees, we can get a lot more yield. So he links this picture, which doesn't tell you much, but I found out why all this doesn't add up. It says some grazing areas used to raise livestock, like cows, simply wouldn't be viable for growing crops, which means it would be wasted in a vegan-only world. But that's simply not true, because we can grow trees in the deserts. I found this out. And we'll finish off just by watching this video, which I think is very interesting.
Hello, my name is John Rose. In this video, I'd like to take a closer look at the impact our food choices have on our environment. And this is extremely important for us to understand, because our environment is our external metabolism. It's also important for us to understand because our food choices not only affect us individually, but they affect the environment and therefore everyone else. And that means that none of us has a right to eat the wrong food. And if you're struggling right now, eating the right food, and you know you're not eating the right food, to help motivate you, quit being so selfish. Do it for the rest of us. Do it for your children, don't you see? By eating meat, that guarantees your children aren't going to have a future. By eating grains, it guarantees your children aren't going to have a future. Why? Because those two food choices are not environmentally friendly. Oh, but wait a second, John. We vegans, we know, we cookies over here. We know that 40 of us can live on the same amount of land and water as that carnivore over there, that meat eater. Yeah, do you know that 2.5 raw vegans can live on the same amount of land and water as you? And that means 100 times that of a meat eater. But do you realize what you're doing by eating grains? Do you really understand how environmentally unfriendly that is? Do you realize that we have wiped out the forest in a 10,000 year period of time since we started eating grains, all the way from Spain to India? In America, it only took 300 years. We're not supposed to have grains of corn and soy. That's not what we're supposed to have on this planet. That's two-dimensional compared to a forest that's three-dimensional. You care about animals. Why are you cutting down their habitat, the forest that can have so much life and animals can live in a forest? How much can live in a cornfield? It's not environmentally friendly at all. It uses too many resources, and then it doesn't do us any good. It makes us sick. Why? Because we got to cook it to eat it, and that's the biggest problem we face as a species. If we weren't eating cooked food, we wouldn't be so disconnected that we would pollute our external environment. Something is wrong with man. We don't have a propensity for evil, we have a tendency because we don't know how to live. Propensity means a natural tendency, something natural about the dark side of our behavior. It's not part of our DNA. We're not born of sin in that respect. We create these problems by eating the wrong food. And man, I see some light on my camera lens. I can only imagine what disaster that's playing right now with that scratch. So, do you really care about animals? If I could prove to you that your way of life is destroying other animals, would you at least consider not cooking your food? Guess what? The proof is out there. You don't need, all you gotta do is just use your common sense, right? Think about it. What would happen if this whole planet was nothing but trees instead of cornfields and soy fields? Come on, man. What kind of life would we have on this planet? If the majority of our land, if we took every grain field right now on this planet, everything that's growing, any type of wheat, corn, soy, you name it, if those were converted into orchards and vegetable gardens, my God, we'd have so much abundance of food it's not even funny. And the planet would be healthier, we'd be getting all that good oxygen. And we wouldn't have to spend a big part of our day earning money to buy the food because it'd all be free. And we wouldn't have housing costs because that would be free also. We wouldn't have energy costs because that would be free also. And we wouldn't have people ruling the world because there are no rulers in paradise, which is simply a place where we don't have problems within our control. The only time you can take advantage of people is when they're sick. We are sick, and the solution is get healthy. It's as simple as that.